Ari, thank you so much. We'll do it again. Here we go.
Oh, wait.
Sorry. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Antonio Neves, and this is Think Action TV. And throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to interview CEOs, executives, Grammy and Oscar Award winners. But I gotta tell you that I'm really excited to interview this guy right here. This is Ari Meisel. If you have not watched his TEDx talk, make sure you go watch it. The link is right down here. This guy started his first company when he was 12 years old, his second when he was like 16. You're a serial entrepreneur, you're an author, and you do a whole bunch of other things, like less doing. So welcome to Think Action TV, man.
Thanks for having me.
So in your TEDx talk, you talk about being diagnosed with Crohn's disease. If you guys don't know, Crohn's disease typically is incurable. Yeah, you got this out of your body, but this was the foundation of starting Less Doing, right?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, the confluence it came together really well. The major aspect of Crohn's and also lots of other autoimmune and inflammatory diseases is stress. So the Less Doing philosophies that I came up with about clearing up your time and freeing up your mind really helped alleviate that stress.
Give me some ideas about how you can clear up some of your time and your mind as well.
Well, so there's basically a three-part process to Less Doing, and that's optimize, automate, outsource. And that's kind of how I attack every problem. So first we try to get it down to its bare bones, the most bite-sized chunk that you can get that task or that problem to. Then we automate as much as possible.
So how does optimize work with Less Doing?
Well, so the first thing is that there's a huge misconception that any of us are really able to multitask well. It's just, we have, scientists argue that we can use between 3 and 7% of our brains, so the idea of trying to multitask really doesn't work. You're just dividing up quality. So getting people to kind of focus in the moment and breaking down those tasks to their simplest, most replicable, and hopefully something that can be delegated.
Right now somebody's out there watching saying, I don't care what Ari Meisel says, I can multitask all I want. I used to think I was like, that was a strong suit. Interviews, what's your strong point?
Me too.
I'm a multitasker. Little did I know that I was like wasting my time.
Single tasking is a lot better because if you think about it, if you can break down a task that's much more complicated into a 15-minute task, and you can do 4 of those tasks in an hour, you've effectively multitasked, but you've given full attention to things and worked more efficiently. It just feels better.
So let's talk about automate. How does automate work?
So automation, can be with software or filters or even with people sometimes, but usually I don't get automatically to the outsourcing step. We try to automate the process as much as possible. So, that can be like Gmail filters or just ways of processing things that you kind of set up. The set it and forget it kind of systems of productivity.
Now, when I think about outsourcing, I think about like multinational companies getting things made like in Thailand. What can I outsource in my life to make my life easier?
Yes, that's the first thing that people think of is like, well, I wouldn't even know what to outsource, or they think that everything that they do is so high level that they can't. And the truth is whether you're in a 9-to-5 job or you're an entrepreneur, there are hundreds of things in your day and your week that take a minute or even 10 seconds of your time, but they add up. Even if it's making a phone call to a restaurant or doing internet research, there are things that necessarily should not be on your plate.
In your work, you talk a lot about achievement architecture.
Yeah.
What is that?
I basically created a methodology that is based in psychology and also uses all the optimizing methods that I've come up with and focuses on creating positive distractions, because I find that people tend to get very focused on one idea, and it might be the wrong idea, it might not, but they get very focused and then they miss the opportunities that are right here and right here, much less being able to take advantage of them.
You mentioned positive distractions. Now that really jumps out to me. What are positive distractions? It's not going to get a beer, right?
No. Well, I mean, it technically could be, but I like people to come up with a meditation. So I'm a certified yoga instructor and I understand meditation, but to me personally, my meditation is not sitting in the middle of a room with my legs crossed and eyes closed breathing. It's great, but it's actually very stressful for a lot of people because it's really hard to get in that place where you're like, don't think about it, don't think about anything. And then suddenly you're not thinking about anything and you're like, I wasn't thinking about anything, and then you are again. So for me, meditation is kind of that thing that you can do on a regular basis that takes you out of yourself. For me personally, it's boxing. For some people it might be driving a car really fast, for some people it's chess. But whatever that thing is, I need people to find their meditation to kind of knock themselves off track a little bit.
For those viewers out there that are inspired kind of by the work that you do, is there one thing you recommend that they could do right now to make their life a little bit easier?
Yeah, I actually honestly recommend that everybody try working with a virtual assistant, no matter what situation they're in, because it's a learning experience for them in terms of efficiently delegating tasks and how to organize their thoughts to someone else. A lot of people don't have that opportunity, and nowadays with certain companies you can do it for as little as $25 a month.
Ari, thank you so much for the inspiration. For more information on this guy, go to lessdoing.com. And for more Think Action TV, stay right here.